And that is all that you need to know about the story to Risk of Rain. Hello, wonderful world of YouTube, this is Baha 2K456, aka Baha, and today I am bringing to you a Let's Play video. This is probably going to be a pretty chill little video. Mostly intending to just relax, sit back with you guys, and talk a little bit, since I haven't really had a chance to make a video in a little while. Apparently college does that to you. Was never sent the memo. So, this is a side-scrolling 8-bit platforming shooter, which sounds like a little bit of a clash of genres, but it's very well designed. Works out great. I very much enjoy it. It was recommended to me by my friend Piro, and yeah, really glad he recommended it to me. Having a lot of fun with it. Oh, my speech sounds all jumbled up. It's great. So, this game is really, really hard. If you know anything about it, you probably know that by now. You can see the top right of the screen, there is a difficulty slider that's going on. And what happens is, as time goes on, that gradually increases to a point where you are essentially no longer able to do anything because there are so many enemies you have no hopes of keeping up on them. So that's cool. I'm gonna go ahead and open one of these chests. You gotta suck. I now move faster. That's cool. I like that. Apparently it was a go-to. Wow, I found the portal really quickly. So, if you can't tell by the text on the screen, at the bottom near my abilities, the whole objective of this game is to find the teleporter and get the hell out of Dodge to the next level. I'm not sure how many you have to play in a row to beat the game. It's probably somewhere between 3 and 5. Once you activate the teleporter, as I just did, the game spawns in a boss. And you have to kill all enemies along with the boss and survive for 90 seconds. So that's exciting. I don't have enough money to open this yet. Come on, money. Alright. I don't think he's going to be able to get over that hump from what I remember. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and back away and start shooting at these guys. Clear out some of them so they're not hounding me, so I can actually take out the Colossus without dying in 5 seconds. Oh crap, he did get over the hump. That is highly unfortunate. Well, time to rain hellfire on him from a distance, I guess. Now, I am currently playing as, I believe, the Commando, who has 4 abilities, which is the basic shot, which attacks at long range, a sort of, I guess, Gauss rifle sort of blast, which fires through multiple enemies at once and does a lot of damage. He has the dodge roll, which is what I've been using quite vigorously. Not every class has that. And then there is covering fire. I don't remember the actual names of them, but it basically fires at enemies in all directions and does a hell of a lot of damage. So, this is actually pretty easy on me so far. I have had significantly less success than this in the past, so this is going pretty well. Got the boss already half dead. He doesn't seem to be able to get over that hump. He's the easiest boss in the game from what I can tell. And this guy is on fire. A very interesting note about this game is that it is made in Game Maker. Now, I was always under the impression that Game Maker was an absolutely horrible thing to work with, because it just didn't seem like a very good engine. They must have made some pretty hefty improvements recently, though, because both this game... Smart Shopper, drop extra gold. Cool, I'm okay with that. But this game and Hotline Miami were both made in Game Maker. I had absolutely no idea, but if games that are really, really good are being made in Game Maker, chances are it's probably now a pretty decent thing to work with, so that's an interesting technological achievement, I suppose. Really not sure what these red coins are. They're probably just extra gold because of that thing I just picked up. Don't know why I went up there. Gonna go ahead and dodge roll off to the right. I'm really enjoying this faster movement speed. I've never gotten that item before. It looks like a dirty sock, but apparently it's called the go-to. I guess I can kind of see that. So, here's the hoping that you guys actually enjoy this game. I know most of the people who watch my video are fans of older games, the retro content that I put up. Stuff like Doom and Hexen and all of those old school shooters. And while this is somewhat different from those, I think it plays enough of a similar arcadey style that people should enjoy watching it. So that's exciting. And I apologize in advance for this, but I tend to be rather hard on the thumbsticks of my controllers. I am also using a Logitech F310 gamepad. It's a cheap little $15 controller. Would not recommend using a keyboard with this game. Not because it doesn't play well, but because it's not nearly as comfortable as just being able to press the triggers to activate your abilities. Sky Meadow. It's interesting. Okay, I'm liking this music. It is so chill. That is awesome. And the level seems to have a very purple color palette, so this is going to be really relaxing up until the point where my face gets smashed in by giant walking robots. all of the excitement in the world. I wonder if this is actually a rope I'm climbing on or some sort of plant. I'm liking the parallax scrolling of the clouds in the background. I get very technological when it comes to the analyzation of games, by the way, so I apologize for that. And that bell tolling that you just heard, that I should hopefully boost in post-processing so you'll actually be able to hear it, it's a signifier that the game just got harder. If you look in the top right, you will see that it has progressed from easy, or from very easy to easy, which is to say, from normal to difficult. And I found the teleporter again already. I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can farm a little bit of cash to pick up that bomb there before I do this. Because I am not particularly fond of the idea of dying right away if I get an enemy I'm not really good at fighting. These enemies are significantly more difficult than the ones on the last level, so that's cool. I'm still not entirely sure if the best strategy for this game is to find the teleporter and hit it right away, or to try and grind up a little bit of cash so that you can actually, like, buy items and stuff and not die to the boss. But I would assume that the idea is to blow through it as fast as you possibly can so you don't have a chance for the difficulty to go up. The game also punishes you from hanging around for too long. Drop and detonate 50... Oh. Drop and detonate 50% of your money. Great, does that actually... Yup. Wonderful. There goes all of my money. I am getting rid of that as soon as I can. I didn't realize how awful that was. So... that's exciting, and that is another aspect of this game that I'm actually fond of, believe it or not. Even though I just got a little bit fucked over by that, it's still an interesting mechanic that you don't really know what you're getting until you've had it before. It gives the whole game this really interesting sensation of discovery, and encourages you to keep playing. So, can I afford... I'm gonna get this question mark, because I don't know what it's gonna be. Dice. Great! I'm getting fucked over by the item drops. So essentially there are randomized shrines in this game that you can dump money into, and they have a chance of getting you an item. And those dice essentially are, when you fail a shrine, you have an increased chance of being able to get a critical. Oh god, this thing. I've only had to fight this once before, and I have absolutely no idea how to kill it. I have died to it every single time I've gotten to it, even when I haven't been fucked over by items like I have been today. So that's good. I'm glad. I have absolutely no idea, no conceptualization as to how I'm supposed to be able to dodge those crazy purple things. But, that's exciting. I'm gonna go up here. Hopefully he won't be able to follow. Kill this thing, maybe get a little bit of gold. I have 90 seconds with which to survive before enemies slow their spawning, and then I should be able to kill them a lot easier. But maybe I won't have to wait quite that long? Depends. Alright, I can't go anywhere from here, so I'm gonna have to go down. Let's see if I can't do that. How much damage will that do? Not much at all. That bomb is absolutely atrocious. Holy crap. So, yeah. That's pretty much all there is to this game. It's not too terribly intricate, but it works well and it's balanced, so it's pretty exciting. I like it a lot. Totally recommend picking it up too, because the soundtrack is absolutely fucking phenomenal, and you get it for free with the game. So, yeah, that's awesome. Thumbs up to that. I am absolutely 100% in support of anything that gives you the soundtrack by default. Alright, I got a healing drone, so I'm gonna back away for a little bit and let that do its work. Those jellyfish are not having any of that, though. Alright, see if I can't hold these guys back for just a little bit. Dodge through them. I don't know where that wisp ended up. As you can see, the 90-second counter has passed, and now I just have to murder everything, including the boss. And enemies are still spawning in, but it's at a slowed rate. I'm gonna run into the wisp if I keep going this way, which is awful, because now I'm probably gonna die. But hopefully not. I would appreciate being able to actually get somewhere with this. I'm probably gonna end up playing 2 games by the time this video is over. Don't know if I'll do more in this series, depends on how much you guys want it, so if you guys are actually enjoying watching this in the slightest, let me know. Comments are always a good way to do that, even if they are now ruined by the current implementation of Google+. There's always room for improvement, but it's kind of utterly fucked over right now. Google, you need to try harder. So I died, and now I'm back to the main menu, and that was an awful run. I usually make it to at least level 3 before dying, but that boss is not something that I'm good at killing. So I'm gonna go ahead and try my second character, who is the Enforcer. What is the name of that? Suppressive fire, not cover shot. Duh. So he is the Enforcer, and from what I can tell, he is basically supposed to be an up-close, sort of slow-moving, destroy-things character. Had to take a little bit of a drink there. He has a Riot Shotgun, Shield Slam, Protect and Serve, and Crowd Control. And I am not even going to bother to read them, because I'm just that cool of a guy. So, alright, so that's a short-range sort of shotgun blast. That looks like a Shield Slam. Launch a grenade, and plant that in the ground. I'm assuming that protects you from attacks from the front. Let's see, firing is that slow? Wow, he is a really slow character. And I don't have any way to get to that. Never mind, I lied. So hopefully this game is going to be well balanced enough that I'm not going to have to dodge roll from rope to rope, because I have had to do that before. And it would... Oh hey, you fire a lot faster when you plant it on the ground. But it would be really, really unfortunate if I had to dodge roll with a character that doesn't have dodge roll. Ooh, I like that grenade a lot. If I remember correctly, it said it did 216% damage, so that's exciting. I'm not even going to bother summoning those imps because I'm not going to be able to kill them with this character. He's far too short range of character. That Shield Slam is really good for knocking enemies away. I'm going to enjoy that when it comes to, like, the hordes of enemies attacking me when the bosses are around. I also really like the platforming in this game, which is interesting. You wouldn't expect a roguelike to actually have very strong platforming features, but this game does it very well. So I'm quite pleased by that. Alright, let's see if I can't back off, plant my shield, and then murder him before he gets close. Come on. There we go. He has such a low jump. That's crazy. I'm not even going to bother killing him again. I'm just looking for the teleporter at this point because I want to get to the second level. I've already spent like a minute and a half. I almost said an hour and a half. I've already spent a minute and a half and I haven't even seen any sight of the teleporter. So that's not very good. Meat nugget. Enemies drop chunks of healing meat. I'm cool with that. The art style of this game is very interesting because the character that you play as always looks kind of dull and not very well detailed, but the actual environments and backgrounds are very, very, very pretty and use an interesting color palette that you don't see in most video games, so I am entirely okay with such things as these. Okay. The game is starting to get tired of me hanging around in one place, I think. It does that. If you're in one level for too long, it starts to spawn in a lot more enemies. I am enjoying this riot shield. Can they move through me while I'm... Yes. Yes, they can. Alright. Still don't have enough to open up that, but I can hit this shrine. And also shotgun these guys a little bit. No, there's a pole there. Can't move through the pillar. That's unfortunate. Drop down here, jump over, and fire away. Alright. There is a red lizard up top. Not quite sure what that means. Hey, meat nugget. So I'm going to walk over here, plant my shield, and start firing on these guys. Hopefully they will give me enough gold to actually be able to go and get that box. Oh, that was bad. So they can still hurt me from behind, it just blocks from the front. That's good to know. I do have 62 gold now, though, so I'm going to go ahead and launch open this box. What does that do? Attack faster at lower health. That's going to come in handy, considering I'm almost consistently at low health in this game. Oh, you don't even have to kill the enemies to get meat chunks, you just have to fire at them. That's interesting. Climb up this rope. Maybe the teleporter is up top? I hope it's not on the right side of the stage. If so, that's going to be extremely unfortunate for me, but that's looking like it's where it is. I wonder if dropping the shield resets your fall distance like the dodge roll does. It's something I may have to experiment with when I'm not in immediate danger of dying. If you're still watching this, I'm quite impressed, by the way, because, statistically speaking, I thought this was just unique to my videos because I have terrible videos or something. But as it turns out, the average YouTuber only watches a video for the first 14 seconds. My videos are more like 16, so I guess I'm actually better than average when it comes to keeping people on the videos. But the average video is only watched for about 14 seconds, and in fact, Vlogbrothers made a video parodying that recently. I believe John Green sat in front of the camera for the first 14 seconds saying absolutely nothing, and then said, "If you are still watching this, congratulations, you are above average." I do tend to consume more YouTube than I actually produce for it, which is unfortunate, but producing for YouTube takes a lot of time, and that's just not something I find myself having too much of anymore. But hopefully when I do actually get around to making videos, you guys particularly enjoy it. And if you are new to my channel, and this is the first thing you've watched, and you are actually enjoying yourself right now, then it would totally 100% help me out if you would punch the like or subscribe button. Usually don't ask of them too frequently, but that's about the extent of the view whoring I'll do. it does really help, like, a lot, and I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to make my Let's Play videos, that's a word. I'm trying to make my Let's Play videos have a little bit more of a conversational tone recently. And I'm hoping that's something that you guys like. A lot of Let's Players just kind of babble into a microphone in interesting and strange pitches, but I like to actually try and act as if I'm talking to someone. And that someone in this case is you guys, the audience. So hopefully that's engaging or entertaining in the slightest. I cannot find this fucking portal, by the way. I have absolutely no idea where it is. This is looking to be a dud of a run. 5.5 minutes in and I haven't found a single thing. If I don't find it by the time I hit 6.5 minutes, I'm actually going to go ahead and restart, because there's not going to be a single chance of me doing anything productive. And it does unfortunately change locations every time you play, so even if you are in the same level that you were before, there is no guarantee whatsoever that's going to be where it was last time. In fact, it most likely will not be. Alright, so if it's not in this cave, I'm going to pop back to the main menu and restart the game, because this is getting kind of ridiculous. Let's see, we've got $25... Oh, hey, there it is. What do you know, 10 seconds before I said I'd quit. So, let's see how this works out. What boss am I going to get here? Wandering Vagrant. Oh dear, it's the giant jellyfish. He's actually not that terrible of a boss. He just launches these spheres at you. He doesn't actually deal damage in any other way, so... shouldn't be too hard to deal with, assuming I can actually find a way to kill all of the people that are chasing me. Wish I had a use item. Particularly a buzzsaw or a minefield or something like that. That would be really nice right about now. Alright, I need to find a way to deal with these enemies that are behind me. Let's see if I can't just go ahead and drop a shield down over here. Pop over this way. And turn around, drop the shield, and fire for a little bit. I'm dying very quickly. Disturbingly quickly, in fact. Wow. I don't like that character at all. And the game taunts you when you die, which is always wonderful. That was a really short one, so I'm actually going to go ahead and do another one. And I'm going to go ahead and go with the Commando again, because I don't like the Enforcer in the slightest. He's way too slow of a character for me, and I'm far too movement-based of a person. It's nice to have that dodge roll back. So, immediately going to go and look for the teleporter rather than grinding for enemies or trying to get items. Doesn't mean I won't kill stuff along the way, though. I don't know if regular enemies ever drop items. It's possible that there's an exceptionally low percentage of a chance that they do, but I honestly couldn't tell you. This game is very deliberate about not explaining to you what's going on, so you have to figure everything out for yourself. And I just got Will of the Wisp, which is essentially, when I kill an enemy, they just sometimes explode and knock back other enemies. Which is really useful for large groups, because if you happen to kill someone with it, they might explode, and if they kill other people, they might explode, and it turns into a massively awesome chain reaction. I'm not sure how much gold this guy is going to give me. It's not going to be 15 though, is it? Nope, it was 3. Well, that's interesting. This time around the teleporter was actually in the same spot, so I'm going to go ahead and punch that and then walk back toward the items. I got the jellyfish again. So I actually got the teleporter in under 1:30 this time, which is exciting. I'm going to see if I can actually get enough gold to get one of those item boxes, because when you leave a level, your gold gets converted into experience, which is then given to you, but you don't get those items. You just level up, which is not nearly as useful as something that will make you run faster or do more damage. Jellyfish, again, it's pretty easy to deal with. It's mostly the fact that he's fast, so when there are enemies around, it gets very difficult to actually take care of him, particularly when you are not someone that has the ability to fire through multiple enemies at once like the Commando can. I would actually argue, from what I've seen so far, and from what I've read on the wiki, that the starting class, which is the Commando, is probably one of the best in the game because he is very good with crowd control. And as you can probably tell by now, a lot of this game revolves around crowd control. That was pretty awesome. And that was the Will of the Wisp thing I was talking about. There was a big pillar of fire after I killed him. Caused other enemies to die. So that's pretty awesome. Sometimes when you kill this jellyfish, he will actually drop the item that he uses on you, those big colorful balls. Sometimes you can actually get an item that lets you launch those at other enemies, which is really cool, and I like the fact that you can just kind of do what the bosses do. It is completely random chance, though, so you might never experience it in all the time you play the game. Alright, and I don't have to worry about him being up close now that I don't have any enemies chasing me. So I can literally just stand here and then dodge when he starts to fire the balls at me. And now that the timer has run out, the game is spawning enemies significantly more slowly, so... Oh hey, speaking of which, boom. I'm gonna go ahead and launch those colorful balls at enemies. Sorry, I had to pause there for a second. So... this game is really, really awesome. I can't think of any other way to say it. It's just so cool. I love it a lot. Wow, that was cool. Oh, so satisfying when you kill a bunch of enemies. I wish... I don't want to get this because then there's a potential of me getting a use item. I don't want to pick this up because I already fire plenty fast, so I think I'm going to grab this so I can actually get away from enemies quicker. I'm starting to learn what the items do. And that's what a lot of this game is. I know I've said that before, but, you know, worth reiterating upon. I would totally recommend picking this game up if it looks fun to you, because they're a little indie studio and they can probably use the support. It also comes with the soundtrack. And as I've said before, the soundtrack is freaking awesome. I'm gonna dodge well right before I hit so I don't die. And now they are all dead. I just need to get back to the teleporter. So I just beat the first level in under 5 minutes, which is actually something you get an achievement for, but I did it the very first time I played the game, so I mean, I'm not gonna get a pop-up for it now. I'm really digging how chill this soundtrack is. And we're back to Sky Meadow again. I wonder if the first 2 levels are always constant and it just randomizes from there, because I have gotten completely different levels for the 3rd level before. It's definitely a game with interesting mechanics, and it's worth exploring more into it. But I suppose if you're the type of person... Ooh, that costs 207, that's probably a healing drone. But if you're the type of person who is into discovering mechanics about games yourself rather than looking at a wiki or something like that, this game is definitely for you. Well, that went absolutely nowhere. Thanks, game. Oh, right, I can walk through that. That's probably one of my biggest gripes about this game, is the 8-bit art style makes it really hard to figure out what pillars you can and cannot walk through. I run into that issue all the time, and my friend Piro, when I was playing with him, also ran into that issue quite a bit, where we just could not quite figure out what we were and we're not allowed to walk through. You can get around it, but it's not very time efficient, which is very unfortunate in a game that's all about fighting the timer, more so than the enemies around you. I'm not getting any gold at all from these people. Let's see if I can get enough to buy one of these items from these guys. Probably won't be able to because it's only 3 enemies, but you never know. Well, I got 65, not quite 70. I'm gonna hop up here and see if I can't kill one of these walking robot rock dudes. And that's another thing, like, this looks like you should be able to jump on it, but you can't, even though it's the same exact color as the stuff over here. Alright, I have a bunch of enemies coming in, so I'm gonna go ahead and launch these balls at them. And jump over here. I killed one of them, that's cool. And suppressive shot, or whatever it is, I keep saying that, but suppressing fire is actually a really, really useful ability because it pushes enemies away from you and does a bunch of damage, so it's very helpful in the oh god, I don't want to die department. I'm gonna ignore these guys because they seem to still have a lot of health. They're probably gonna chase me for a little bit, but I should be able to outpace them. Let's see. Don't want that. Don't want that. Let's see if I get an item that isn't a use item. Chance to bleed on hit. Sweet. I already have a pretty decent use item, so I'm gonna be avoiding trying to get them unless it comes out of a chest or something like that. So the teleporter is probably not on the left half of the level. I'm going to run all the way to the other side and see if I can get to the 3rd level at least once in this little video of mine. I'm also a little bit sick, by the way, so I apologize if my voice seems a little bit raspy. I think this is one of those games that would actually benefit pretty well from a video that's just gameplay, rather than a playthrough, so I might post an alternate version of this video. There's the teleporter, by the way. I might post an alternate version of this video without commentary, so you guys can actually hear the music and the sound effects and just drink in the atmosphere of the game, because it is so well made. You are a scary mofo. I do not want to deal with you, but I'm going to have to regardless. I think I'm going to do that, actually. Yeah, I'll render this video out twice since my voice is being recorded in a separate audio track. I'll do one which is this Let's Play that you're watching right now, and I will also do one that is just raw gameplay without my voice in it. I might do that a little bit more frequently from now on, because I do have a lot of people who subscribe to my channel because I do a lot of videos without commentary. So it would be nice for them if they happen to have a version of the video that did not have my voice, so they could just enjoy the gameplay and have something to watch on the side while they're doing something else. I do that sometimes, particularly with games that have really nice soundtracks like this. So at this point, my objective is basically to stay alive for long enough for the enemies to stop spawning in at the rapid rate that they are currently spawning in, so that I may hopefully clear them out a little bit, murder the boss, and then move on to the third level. It's not looking too likely, though, because this is the hardest boss that I have ever had to deal with, wherever he might be. Right there. Because I don't know how to actually dodge his attacks properly. It is not at all an easy prospect. I'm actually going to run all the way back, since I have enough money. I'm going to see if I can actually open a chest and get an item that'll heal me a little bit. Here's the hoping. Boom. What is that? War Banner. Drop a War Banner upon leveling up, giving you great strength. Well, that's not exactly what I was looking for. Kill this jellyfish. Kill that jellyfish. As you can see, enemies are not coming in at anywhere near the same pace they usually do. So I might be able to clear them out and then deal with the boss, but that's going to cause the difficulty slider to go up significantly because I'm spending so much time in this level. So there is no way in hell I'm ever going to be able to beat the third level if I manage to kill this boss. But I might be able to make it there, which is exciting because I have never done that in single player before. Alright. And the tolling of the bells just went off, meaning that the difficulty has increased. I'm gonna see, I wonder how I should actually schedule those videos. I obviously can't ask you guys for feedback like I typically do, but in the future when I'm doing stuff like this, would you prefer that I have the Let's Play video go live on on like one day and then have the non-commentary go live the next day? Or do you want the non-commentary to come out like an hour afterward or at the same time? Or what would you prefer? Because this channel's kind of about you guys, not me. As much as I am the one who's providing the entertainment, it is about the people who are watching it. That's the whole reason this stuff gets made. So whatever you guys would prefer is what's going to be done. Alright. Oh, this is exciting. So many enemies. I swear to God, it looks like there are so many more enemies than 26. I'm gonna come up here. I have 13 seconds on the timer on my item, so I'm gonna deal with these guys up here and then use the item to take care of the ones down below. Before I die, hopefully. Alright, got one of the two up here. The one who's leaving fire is dead, so I can actually dodge roll back and forth properly. Use this, hopefully kill some of those guys. Oh man, he has so much health. I don't want to drop down below, because that would be even more of a death sentence to me, because the wisp is down there. Ugh. Guess I'm gonna have to, though. Alright, dodge roll here. There he is. Alright. I'm gonna jump over to this one, then use this again and go over here, and they'll be able to chase me, but only to a certain extent. Okay. Dodge roll through them. Okay, I didn't die. That's a good sign. I fired the completely wrong direction with that. I'm so dumb. Why? War Banner. Let's get inside the War Banner and kill these guys. Boom. Okay. So all the ones up here are taken care of. There are now only 15 enemies left. I regenerate health faster when I'm in here. That's good. I'm gonna go ahead and sit in here for a little bit then. My difficulty meter is going to continue to increase, but I don't care too much because it doesn't seem like enemies are being spawned in right now. And I basically just want to make it to the third level. I already know I'm not going to beat the third level, so I just want to make it past this one. I apologize for talking a little bit quickly. If I get a little bit hard to understand, I'm sorry, but this game is pretty frantic, so it's gonna happen. It's just how it goes. Something like Doom, I can just kind of chill and lay back and just not speak quickly, because it's Doom. I'm pretty decent at Doom. I already know how its mechanics work, and I'm just generally really chill about it because it's a game I've played so much. But something like this gets really fast-paced really quick-like. I wish there was more of a notification of that happening. I'm gonna have to pay a little bit more attention to that. There it is. Alright, I can dodge that then. No, it still did damage to me. What the hell? Was it just a bad dodge? Okay, there we go. Dodge it that time. It seems like as long as he's to the right, they're always going to be coming from my left, so as long as I dodge at the right time, I'm not going to take any damage from it. Starting to get the hang of this boss, at least. Even if it's stupidly time-consuming and he's still hard to dodge. Okay, as you can see, enemies are still spawning in, and I did in fact get killed without making it to the 3rd level, which is horrible, and a terrible play on my part. So, I guess I'm going to go through the unlockables a little bit and show you guys what I've gotten so far, and that will be the end of this video. If I happen to get a particularly good run in the future where I happen to make it to level 3, I will show you, or perhaps I'll do another level, or I'll do another playthrough at a... Perhaps I'll do another Let's Play at a later date, where I actually have more people unlocked, so I'm actually better equipped to perform the tasks that the game has desired of me. But for now, I'm just going to show you the items. So there are a very large number of items in this game. There are 6 rows with, wow, I'm actually not going to bother with the math on that. But there are a pretty hefty amount of items. I've never seen this before. 60 health shield. Cool. So, I will actually admit that one of the things I dislike about this game is that even though the menus are mouse-driven, there's no real good way to navigate them with the keyboard. So you basically have to use the mouse. Not very good, but gamepad support is perfect once you're actually in-game. And the online co-op is really, really, really fun, but you're going to need something like Hamachi because the port forwarding typically doesn't work, and the port ends up closed, and you cannot connect to someone else through the internet, assuming you're behind a router at least. And there aren't too terribly many different types of enemies. There appear to be about 30, but all of the enemies have different varieties of their own enemies, such as larger versions or smaller versions or elemental versions. So there's a lot of really good randomization that makes the game a lot more entertaining than it otherwise would be, and it's just incredibly well designed. So as you can see, my longest game was 24 minutes. I am 18% of the way through the game. Only played 2 games as the Enforcer because I do not like him. And my total time played is 108 minutes. So about an hour and 48 minutes. I tried to record a few times before this, but I kept dying on the first level, so I would just restart. But I made it to the second one this time, so I think this one's actually going to go up. So if you're watching this, yay, it went up. And there are so many challenges. Oh, drown 20 whirls. I've never even made it to a level with water on it. This game has so much depth to it, it's awesome. So I guess that's it for now. Until next time, remember to be cool, be wild, and be groovy.